All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining. My name is Yuliya Kosko, and we're going to have a webinar today for volunteers who would like to join Svitlo School, hopefully. We're going to discuss or I will tell you about the school and what we offer to children, what you can get out of it, and how you can join. And then at the end, there will be time for questions and answers. So my name is Yuliya Kosko. I'm the founder of Svitlo School. I am Ukrainian. I've been living in the UK since 2004. So I guess that makes me more British than Ukrainian now, because that's more than half of my life. And I am a trained primary school teacher. I worked in a primary school in London before starting an education consultancy. And when the full-scale invasion started in Ukraine in February 2022, I had this network of schools and teachers, former colleagues and tutors that I approached, and that's how Svitlo School was born. We decided to do something, not sit and just watch the horrors of those days, and unfortunately these days still. And we have created online lessons for children in Ukraine who had absolutely no education at the time. They were, everybody was very shocked and didn't know what to do. And it was a very successful project, which then very quickly grew into a registered charity. And now we are Svitlo Education, a charity registered in the UK, known as Svitlo School, because we offer online lessons as a school to children in Ukraine. Now, the value that we offer, I think, works not just for children, but for parents, volunteers, and the team that run the school as well. I can speak on their behalf from my own experience that this project, seeing children every day, knowing that you're making a difference, is a great way to actually feel, the power and control over what's going on in the world, and a huge hope for the future that it gives us. So for children, we are an extracurricular school in English, which they attend online from their own homes, mainly in Ukraine. Around 80% of our pupils are in Ukraine. 20 are displaced pupils in Europe and the UK. And the majority attend the Ukrainian school. Sometimes it's online, sometimes it's in person, sometimes it's a combination of online and in-person lessons. Some lessons are not live online, so they're just like, basically homework that they do. So children the war had a great impact on children's education in Ukraine, and that's something that maybe doesn't come to anyone's mind when you think of the war first. First thing you think is, oh, it's danger to life and other things that are more obvious. But if we think from educational point of view, the impact of the war is huge as well, momentarily, as it happens every day, because children, are scared. They don't have their friends. Some schools have been destroyed. They also miss out, obviously, on development because, as you know, with the children's development every year, every month is important. So we bring all that back to them. We have an amazing social structure where they make new friends, and what they get out from every lesson is not just the knowledge of the subject, but it's also English level, of course, English language, of course, and also friends and mentoring from teachers. A lot of our teachers become good friends and kind of unofficial mentors to children, another adult who cares about them when the parents are, frankly speaking, busy with, surviving and making sure there's food on the table in such hard lives for them. For you as potential volunteers, there's a lot of value as well. We're very proud of having a lot of our volunteers who have been with us almost from day one. We have volunteers who have been, in Svitlo School for 2 years, and they're staying and they're adding extra lessons. Some call it a positive addiction in their life, in a way that they thought they would just help a little bit. some are in full-time jobs or full-time tutoring and don't necessarily have time or thought they didn't have time for volunteering, and then started with one course for 6 weeks, once a week, an hour a week volunteering, and now they have 2-3 hours. So be careful if if you do join us. You might end up doing more than you thought, but obviously it's all driven by your desire and your interest. And you don't have to be a trained teacher. A lot of our volunteers are trained teachers or retired teachers, and we have a lovely, lovely community. I'm based in London. We try to meet up, unfortunately for now, only in London. A couple of times a year. We have a picnic in Hyde Park. We had a picnic in Hyde Park this summer. Then we have other events, but we also, obviously, because we're virtual, we have a lovely, lovely support group online, and you can see that on our LinkedIn page and the comments that people write. If I think majority of you came from LinkedIn and decided to join this webinar. Now, not everybody is based in the UK. We have a lot of volunteers from different countries, from America, Canada to India and New Zealand and South America. We're very, very proud of that. So hopefully, if you join us, there will be a great social added value to you as well. Now, the curriculum that we have created is our own. We're very proud of it, and that evolved from what volunteers had to offer. As I said, we assume that most of our children, we don't assume most of our children are in Ukrainian school. We assume that all of our children are in some sort of official education, whether it's in Poland or UK and Ukraine for sure. And then we start our lessons in the afternoon, 1 o'clock UK time, which is 3 o'clock in Ukraine, which works out very well, because then Ukrainian school finishes around 1-2 o'clock, and then children can have a break, lunch, and then join our lessons online. I'll tell you a little bit more about the timetable, but basically this is the wheel in the middle that describes our curriculum. So in the heart of it all is Svitlo School, our community, and Svitlo Life. We have student council for younger group and the older group. I should say that our school is divided into two groups, for 10 to 13-year-olds and then 14 to 18-year-olds. So we have student council for younger group as well now, but the one for the older group, for our teenagers, is very, very productive and active. They meet every week. They discuss lots of issues, how to improve school, and answer, questions that might have risen during the day, etc., or find solutions to those questions. And we encourage, the mission of Svitlo Education is to bring up future social, political, business, and other leaders of Ukraine, but also global citizens who are open-minded and, believe in the better future. And we're equipping them to be, well spoken in English and have good general knowledge, but also the outlook on the world through our volunteers from all over the world, because in Ukraine at the moment there's no chance of anybody, very little chance of anybody speaking to native speakers. And of course, there's this kind of invisible dome that stops children from having an open mind, I suppose, to the world, because there are no foreigners. Everybody is Ukrainian in Ukraine at the moment, most of them, and also even between themselves, they don't socialize as much. So we help develop that through our school life. Then we have house system where children earn house points during the lesson. It will be up to you to give them either 3 top number of house points you can get per lesson, or 2 or 1, or none during the lesson. That's absolutely fine. And that is not based on the knowledge or homework. We have no homework. There is no marking involved. You'll be happy to know. But it's based on how active they are, or how maybe they help others or help you, etc. Ask questions for their activity, proactivity. We have assemblies. Not often you're not expected to attend them, but they're good fun as well. We have different competitions in art and singing, etc. So that brings a bit of childhood back into these children's lives. We have buddy system, which we are very, very proud of. So our current students are allocated 2 or 3, sometimes 1 new students when they join the school, and we basically train them to look after them. But you know, they're already very nice and kind children, so they kind of do it naturally anyways. And then the highlight of the academic year in school life is our trips to the UK mainly, but US as well. So this is some of them. You can see the logos of some of the international schools we work with, who give us free places this summer, in summer, and then we, with your help, allocate them to children who have been most active caring during the year. This summer, we had 40 children coming to the UK, and we also had for the first time, we had our own Svitlo camp for our graduates. So we had a group of 18-year-olds coming to London, living in a hostel, and we had a social program for them, which is, I think, great testimony to the school and all the work we have put into, because the reason for this camp to happen was that, children were turning 18 and they said that they don't want to leave school. They're very worried about school finishing at the time when they become 18, and they wouldn't know what to do without it. And some call us their second family. So we created this kind of next step for them, which there will be more about it later on. So as I said, yeah, this is our structure. 10 to 18, 10 to 13 is the younger group, and then 14 to 18, sorry, is the older group. We're not gonna worry about 18 plus at this stage, in terms of, I'm not going to be talking much about it, because we are still developing that program. But if your experience is mainly in maybe mentoring the university students, that's something that you could talk to me about when we have interview, once you decide to join us. So lessons take place on Zoom from 1 p.m. UK London time, and over the weekends as well. So we're flexible. We also have sometimes 2 lessons at the same time, and children can choose which one to join. So, you can decide whether you want to have a closed group where, for example, you would have just 10 students, or you could have an open group where it's most appropriate to maybe story time, or a more of a lecture type of lesson where anybody can join, and you might end up with 30 students or 20 students. Now, the lesson is around 45 minutes each. We quite often overrun, try not to, because they start on every hour, and then we want children to have a 15-minute break, or whatever break they can have between lessons if they have lessons back to back. The school calendar is divided into 6 terms, and we're starting on the 15th of September this year. And each term is 6 weeks. So you could commit to as little as 6 lessons, 1 hour a week, for 1 term only. So around the course. Then you can either repeat that course next term for new group of students, or you can have like a second stage of the course with the same students. Or you can decide to do another subject, which is quite often what happens with at Svitlo as well. We're very flexible and very proud of it, and I think it's a great opportunity for any teacher to do something that they are passionate about, rather than what they've been trained in. Hopefully that's the same thing, in a way that you are passionate about, or you are trained in mathematics and you're passionate about it as well. But what I mean by that is that you don't have to teach, and actually we do not teach English mathematics curriculum. It could be a course on word problems, or personal finances, or investment, depending on the age of the children. So you can see here that we have lots of interesting names, and they have been created with, teachers and based on what they like. So for younger children, it's more or less straightforward still in terms of English and maths or numeracy, etc. But then for all the children, we have all sorts of things. We have AI, we have diplomacy, we have debating, politics. There's a subject that is called Ireland, so that's more like about Irish culture and history. There's career success, there's reading, literacy, there's even yoga. So it doesn't have to be academic only. And this is the calendar for this academic year. So as I said, we're starting on the 15th of September, but 15th of September is an induction week. So as a new teacher, you probably won't be involved in it much unless you just want to attend it yourself, but you're not expected to teach. And then the actual teaching will start from 22nd of September. And as I said, runs in blocks of 6 weeks. This calendar can be found on the website as well. And the first week of every term we call a shopping week. A shopping week meaning that the lessons are not registered yet. They are open to everybody. And you would, prior to that, we will agree with you on what you want to teach, when you want to teach it, how you want to teach it. You will submit a rough plan of your lessons. We will discuss it. You'll get the help with planning as well if you need to. And then we would set you up with Zoom. And then on the first week, it will be like an introductory lesson where you will tell the pupils a little bit about yourself, maybe about your career, maybe interesting facts about you in your own kind of style and format, and what you're going to teach them. So you'll introduce them to your course. And then at the end of the week, all the children would have attended, lessons they were interested in. They could watch the recording of those lessons. You will be asked to record every lesson that you do for safeguarding reasons, but also for children who might have missed your lessons due to air siren or other reasons. And then they would watch either live or recording of your lesson, and then they would decide to sign up to it if it's a registered lesson. If it's an open lesson, then they can attend it, or anybody can attend it, as I mentioned before. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, as I said, you can hopefully decide to stay with us for the second course, and we can discuss whether you carry on with the same subject or not. Now, a lot of you already signed up or registered through our application form on the website. It's very easy to find, svitloschool.com, get involved, volunteer. I do encourage you to spend some time on our website looking at other pages as well. I think it will give you a good understanding of the school and what we do, and hopefully you know already why we do it. And so, yeah, you submit the form, then myself or some of other teachers who help me with onboarding will get in touch with you. We will set up a short video call, around 20-30 minutes. We will discuss what you want to teach, how you want to teach it, and hopefully I will answer all the questions you might have. And then I will ask you to either provide DBS check if you already have one, or we will do one for a volunteer for you through us. It costs, I think, around £17, and we cover that cost, or you're very welcome, obviously, to pay for it yourself if you can. That would be a great help to us. And also, I would ask you for 2 contacts for references who I will get in touch with, and they will have to fill out a form for Svitlo Education. And hopefully you can join us and enjoy teaching and being part of the community. As I said, you're very welcome to check out our LinkedIn page, where there is lots of testimonial from other teachers. Proud to say we don't even ask them to do it; they do it themselves because they speak from the bottom of their hearts, I suppose. But also, if you wish to speak to any of the current volunteers, that could be arranged as well. That's it from me. Do check out our social media website, as I said, and we can have a question and answer live session now. Also, feel free to email or reach out through other means. Thank you. If we have any questions, please do feel free to ask. No, is that all clear?
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
I'm British, but I don't live in the UK, and I'm not sure that I can get a DBS check because I don't live in the UK anymore. is that I can get one in the country that I'm in.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
that be a way that would be okay for you? Even though it wouldn't be an English certificate, it would be a French certificate.
Yeah, that will be fine. We do have teachers from other countries who have certificates from other countries, but also we have a few teachers who live in Dubai and somehow they have DBS, so we can look into both options.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, I think that's the only question I've got. Thank you.
Okay, great. Hopefully everything else was clear. Thank you, Hannah. Well, it seems like nobody else has any questions. If you do, please do reach out. And I look forward to speaking to all of you. And the first step would be to fill out the form if you haven't done so yet. And then you'll be contacted by email.
Are you supporting people for applications to sort of universities? Is that happening in this window, or is that not something really that is on the table for them?
Well, as I said, most of our students are in Ukraine, and our mission is not to help them leave Ukraine and study elsewhere. So what we try and do, and succeed in is bringing world education to them. So majority of students actually apply in universities in Ukraine, but for this group of 18 plus, we do have we are planning to create a curriculum which will involve not maybe actual UCAS application, but essay writing or CV workshop, etc. So if that's your strength, we will definitely be able to use your experience.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, David. All right. Anyone else? No. Cool. Okay, great. Well, I hope this was useful, and I look forward to speaking to all of you here, and also if anybody is watching the recording of it. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too.